And here we go. Welcome to the MIAA Sports Network and the Anchor Network from Hope College here in Holland, Michigan, as we have the Hope College Flying Dutchman wearing the white and orange, and the Calvin Knights wearing the maroon and gold for the MIAA Championship. Lance Pello, I'm Matt Margarone. What are you feeling, man?
Let's go. Let's get this started. Let's put a goal in really quickly and take control of this game. It's been interesting to see the Dutchmen these last couple games. When playing possession with the ball, good passes, good penetration, we've been unstoppable. When we go long ball, when we try and put the ball over the top, and Calvin has an amazing big back line, that's going to be tough for us. So, as I would imagine, this is probably not going to be a high-scoring game. Mm-hmm. A goal or two might be the difference. And I think the Dutchmen are up for the task. Love to see Riker Kornstange get a start today up top. That's my pick for the man of the match. I think he's going to be the difference maker.
Here on this beautiful Saturday, about 45 degrees, we have all the drama you could ask for in this game. There are 12 all-conference players on the field. There is an MIAA MVP. This is the first place Hope College Flying Dutchman versus the third place Calvin Knights. There are local players from Holland, Michigan that are rivals, Holland and Christian. There are regional players from all over the country and even across the world in this Division III matchup. And Hope takes the kickoff and goes long from the start. Evan Morrison plays it to Walters, who finds Davidson, who puts it up to Riker early on. And they just get their feet tangled up there, Lance. And that'll be a foul, and the Knights will take a kick from that left back position. These two teams tied earlier in the season, 1-1 here at Van Andel Stadium, and now they're back here just about a month later for all the marbles, man. NCAA tournament berth on the line. The winner of this automatically goes to the NCAA tournament and claims the crown of MIAA tournament champions. Riker Kornstange plays it up to Midling. Midling, the leading goal scorer in the MIAA, scored a hat trick to claim the MIAA Conference Championship against Trine, 4-1 in that game. Unbelievable goals in that one. He is a super sophomore to watch. Calvin coming up this right side.
He's been clutch, Matt. He's been clutch in the most important moments this season. Jackson has been there to give us the goals we need. Can he do it again today?
Calvin looking to possess early. They're coming off of a win at Albion to make it into this championship game, avenging their late season loss 4-3. An incredible switch on that play, and Calvin is off to the races. Cross in low, and Jack Lohman, the freshman, clears that one away. Sondes plays it up the wing. Riker Kornstange holds off the defender, and now he's in behind. He plays ball to Midling. He is going 1v1 here to his left foot. Turns on it. Such a big presence. They're able to hold off the defender. Weigel calling for it, and Calvin is content to just clear that one away.
Yeah, good start for both teams. Some attacking plays. Oh, beautiful little turn and lucky play there on the far right side. But yeah, both teams, great touch on the ball, great control. We've seen Calvin play us really well, and if you remember the last game here at Van Andel, Hope scored a nice goal, and the Knights maybe scored 30 seconds, 45 seconds later. So an early goal is important for both teams. Let's see who can put one in the back of the net first.
Yeah, in that last game, Hope really started off strong, having a lot of the possession and shots, and then Calvin really turned it on the second half and probably had the better of the play there. And now that ball hits the ref, and that'll be a drop as Hope hit it last, and Hope will try to maintain possession here. Both teams with a little different lineups from the first matchup. Owen Seidhamel is now starting and playing 90 minutes at that left back position. And Simeone, the big Australian, is playing at the forward for the Knights. Nice cross. Oh, and that ball is dropped by Zach Moore, the graduate student, but he ends up on it there. We have Asiel Paguero here on this right back position. He plays it into the number 6 and the number 6, James Jackson, the sophomore, in that CDM role.
Paguero, one of my favorite players for the Knights, seems to pick his perfect chances to get involved offensively.
Wow, Zondes steals that ball on a great jump. He gets pulled back on that play. Ref kind of plays advantage, and then he puts it out, but a great jump on that as Zondes has really turned it on and been like a stable force. If you remember the game last year at Calvin, a 1-1 tie as well in the regular season, Zondes had to play a bigger role as many players were out in the midfield, and he has just solidified his role in the last year and been just a stable presence for the Dutchman. Calvin coming the other way. Simeone drives that right side, puts it to the near post, and Daniel Morgan is up to the task, coming in low and grabbing that one. Morgan, actually, this is another bit of drama here. Not often can you say this, but we have 2 Hope College starters that were formerly Calvin players. Daniel Morgan in goal, and Evan Morrison at the CDM role for Hope. Both started their careers at Calvin, now playing at Hope. And a lot at stake for those 2 players when you think about it.
Yeah, things like that just add to the fun drama of a Hope Calvin game, right? And a lot of these guys, especially the ones from West Michigan, grew up playing with and against each other in high school ball, club ball. So just really fun to kind of see, especially when you have a few transfers. And, of course, the portal is different these days.
It's changed the game.
It surely has. Also love to see a few of the international players playing for Calvin. Big number 29, Toby Simeone, reminds me a bit of Sean Toohey back in the day. One of the famous Australian brothers who was here at Hope College in the late 90s.
Simeone with the long throw as we speak. That ball is flicked onto the back post, not cleared cleanly, but Josh Weigel, the 3rd year in a row, first team All-MIAA All-Conference player, clears that out. Hope with 8 All-Conference players on the season, 6 first-team players, and Calvin yet has the MIAA MVP, someone to watch out for, Matt Terrell, the junior midfielder, number 17. Hope is going to try and lock him up as he's actually a transfer as well in the portal from D1. Nice ball. Morgan out of his box. That's an awkward play there, and he does well to stop that as he was kind of caught in no man's land, and Midling will get fouled, but that's an early good play from Morgan. That ball skipped off the turf awkwardly, and he put it right to the Calvin forward, but then won it back.
Yeah, once again, keepers make quick decisions, and when they do, they've got to be all in. And that was nice by Morgan. Maybe the first touch, not what he was hoping for, as that ball kind of snuck up to his knee, but came through strong with that tackle, looking like a center back there.
That ball is played in by Evan Morrison, cleared away, and Seidhamel's going to head it back into the mix. And that ball is going to just be popped up super high by Bennett Quiano, and then out of bounds to the Knights. Another thing to pay attention to today, at the same time of this game, Hope Calvin Women's are playing for an MIAA championship at the Knights' new stadium here as Walters gets megged by James Jackson coming in for a tackle, and Calvin maintains possession. But 2 MIAA championships on the line, 35 miles apart. Lance, what a day for soccer.
We're going to do our best not to be distracted by what's going on over in Grand Rapids. By the way, Calvin's new stadium, just gorgeous. So really nice to have both beautiful stadiums filled to the brim, I'm sure, here and over at Calvin for some really great top-notch soccer.
Yeah, and it's just such a huge recruiting tool for the MIAA, as well as just West Michigan soccer has just been getting better and better as the years have come. You've seen that at the high school level as both the men's and women's are winning more state championship, at the club level as players are playing at higher levels, and then to be able to keep many of these players in the area and also recruit to West Michigan, despite the weather, despite those things, is really huge.
Yeah, I always love the rosters. I love the rosters in the MIAA. You know, back in the day when you and I played, late 90s, early 2000s, it was mainly West Michigan players. Now we've got international players. We've got players from all across the country. We've got players who've transferred from Division I programs. This is a destination. West Michigan is a soccer destination both on the men's and women's side.
Yes. Number 27, Paul Sabi in the back at that center back position you were talking about earlier with that ball. And now Calvin driving through the heart of the defense. Seidhamel picks it up and tries to find Midling and is unable to settle that as Calvin has early possession in this game. And Hope is playing kind of a deep line there, trying to just maintain a moment where they can break out and use their speed up top with Walters, Korstange, and Midling.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Midling. I feel like it's a bit of hack-a-shack moment. When you're the big guy, when you're Cam Newton, whoever it might be, hard to get those calls when you're such a big guy and they knock you down. He's been getting to some 50-50 balls, but it's been tough for him to maintain possession.
Seidhamel, the local Holland native, with a cross into the box with those blueberry shoes on Lance Pello. He's had a great season in the MIAA, coming on after some injuries and just played well, solidified that spot. He even takes their set pieces on corners, scored a direct goal off of a corner kick earlier in the season and has had a couple of assists there. So keep an eye on that. Hope trying to maintain a little possession. Haven't been able to get much so far. Been pretty direct when they get the ball, but dangerous. And Calvin has just been snuffing everything out as Hope has tried to go the other way. Simeone with the turn. Lohman goes down. A late tackle. It looks like Lohman saying he got a bit of the ball. Simeone had beaten Smitley on that turn, Lance, and no card there. But a dangerous tackle nonetheless, and Simeone is slow to get up.
Matt, give me your thoughts on the slide tackle from that center back or right back position. What are you thinking about when you decide to lay it all out?
It's one of those situations, if you miss, it's not great. But if you get it, you can slow down the game. But you kind of have to be at least 90% sure you're going to get a piece of that ball to go down.
For sure.
Calvin with the free kick here. Nice curling ball. That ball is flicked, and Morgan with the unbelievable save. Wow, what a play by Daniel Morgan, who has earned that goalkeeping slot.
Morgan says, you can't lay a finger on my Butterfinger on that save. Amazing.
Unbelievable save, as we have just finished Halloween here, and I've eaten all the Butterfingers out of my candy pack.
Your dentist is very proud of you.
Here we go. Calvin with the corner kick on this side. Morgan with another punch, and that's going to go out for a goal kick, actually. Unable to see exactly what was happening there. You can see here the Hope Alumni soccer tent. If you're still coming over or listening on your way, there's a tent there for Hope men's soccer and their families. Excited to be at this game and cheer on the Dutchmen. Great game day experience here at Lance Pello in Holland.
Yeah, we've heard from some of our alum. Just checked out Blair Richards the other day, chiming in on the Facebook page. Oh, beautiful ball across.
What a ball. Morgan again picks that ball out and stops Kelvin's offense, but Kelvin has been getting in behind with Simeone there, as well as the number 20, Bennett Quiano. They've been finding little pockets of space in Hope's defense, and Hope is going to have to keep their eye on that. Daniel Morgan with 3 huge plays so far early in this game. Another foul by Morrison, who gets caught up, and Quiano is fouled. He's playing in that attacking center mid position and doing a great job finding those pockets.
Yeah, possession, angles, all the things that you need from that center attacking midfielder. Checking back, maintaining position, turning. That's really tough for a defender when it almost feels like the ball is stuck on that center attacking midfielder's foot.
Yeah, Quiano now sitting in this little pocket deep, finds Peguero. Hope is really just moving side to side. Calvin doing a good job trying to possess around the Dutchman, but the Dutchmen now have 4v3 going the other way, and this is what they want, to come out with pace. Walters on the run, takes a hit. Oh my goodness, a great breakout against the run of play, and that ball just misses the far corner as Riker slots it to Seth Walters, the first team All-MIAA forward for the 2nd year in a row.
Better not give Seth too many of those. Just wide. He gets another chance. I guarantee it's going in the back of the net.
Seth, a couple years ago, had a terrible ankle injury and has come back these last 2 years just with unbelievable seasons. Hope potentially has the 2 best forwards they have ever had at the same time playing at this level. Their goal-scoring prowess in the last 2 seasons have been unbelievable with Jackson Mindling and Seth Walters. Matt Davidson on that right back position plays a ball up into the midfield very dangerously. Smitley with a great play there, and he's dispossessed. Lohman and Sondies kind of sit in that little pocket, as well as Morrison, as Smitley gets out of position. Sighthamel wins it back from Simeone, and he's still hurt from that tackle earlier, and he's kneeling down. Seems a little bit frustrated there at that tackle from Lohman earlier. Weigel challenges up in the air against Jackson. Sondies ends up with it, and Sighthamel has it at his feet. Hope looks to possess a little bit more, and Calvin kind of takes it away. Hope's best play coming on a counterattack, as Calvin has been driving through the middle, the teeth, I would say, of the defense, and finding these little slotted balls, and have gotten probably the better chances so far, although that one from Seth was pretty great, Lance.
Yeah, communication on the back line, you know that, Matt, as a defender. When a game feels a little bit out of control, just a little communication between you and your teammates of who's stepping up, who's marking back, who's tracking. I think Hope will figure it out. Our defensive line has been so solid all season long. And yeah, the counterattack for us is not usually how we score, but good passes like that and good opportunities could mean a goal.
Sighthamel with a header that finds his. So the ball finds itself on Keanu's feet, and Calvin's coming the other way. Jonah Myers-Crothers with the ball. He keeps that into the near post. Sondies just clears that out. That's a beautiful play, and the Dutchmen just need to put that ball out of the box, as Calvin really looking to drive down the center of the defense, which is just fascinating. You have not seen many teams attack Hope in that way, Lance Pello, but now Mindling is coming the other way. Oh, what a turn, and he is fouled and brought down. No, actually, they let that one go. It looked like Peguero grabbed the jersey there, Lance. I don't know if you saw the same thing I did, but Mindling went down, and now Calvin has possession.
If he did, the referee certainly didn't see it.
Zero here with 27 minutes left in the first half. The score over in Grand Rapids from the women's game is also 0-0. So 2 very good games early on. Both teams trying to feel each other out and figure out where the pockets are to be able to break down each other's defenses. But an exciting game as the fans continue to come in and the stadium fills up.
I love coming to a Hope Calvin game when there's people standing on the back fence on the end line.
You can see that there as the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Reminds me of the days of being on the Buys Athletic Field, the grass field just next to Van Andel Soccer Stadium here, when the spectators, Hope students, parents, family, would wrap all the way around that field.
I can still remember men and women in costumes banging drums, yelling things they probably shouldn't be yelling. But that's part of the college environment, is coming to these type of games. As Weigel steals the ball away from Simeone. Weigel from my hometown, Naperville Central. Now he is dispossessed, and now that ball is coming the other way. Onside here. That's 1v1, and a great save by Morgan again. And Sighthamel puts it out for a throw-in. Morgan, the MVP of the game so far, as he stuffs the MIAA MVP Matt Terrell, who may have taken a second too long on that play, but Morgan came up big.
I think Terrell thought he definitely had him beat to the right there, almost tried to scoop the ball up with that right foot, but Morgan with a strong left hand to knock it out.
Simeone with the long throw here. Lohman heads it straight up in the air. Walters battles Will Hornbaker for it, and Terrell puts it wide to Simeone. Man, that ball is going back into the middle, and there's about 7 Hope defenders. They're kind of getting a little bit out of position. Calvin doing a very good job of moving Hope's defense around, getting them out of shape, and then finding the little pockets with runners, if that makes sense, coming in behind from different parts of the field.
Calvin doing a nice job. You know, the normal feel, as we got a nice foul there, and Riker did a great job to kind of put his body around that. But your normal feel when the ball's out the right side, oh, it's going to come with a cross. We're going to come over the top. We're going to come through. We're going to come on the near post. They're just putting a gentle pass inside and controlling that ball. Sometimes I feel like you're setting the defense up for maybe a couple minutes down the road. We're going to put a ball across to the back post, and there's going to be somebody wide open there.
Evan Morrison now hits that ball into the box. Lohman going up for it, wins it. Midling now challenging it, and that is a high kick from a very dangerous position. And let's keep an eye on this set piece as Davidson and Sondes will come stand over the ball. James Jackson, number 6, not with a very smart play, going high on that, trying to clear it. And now we've got a set piece from about 26 yards out from a very dangerous position. What are you looking to do here on this play here? Is it too far out for a shot? Are you looking to kind of slot that ball in, or is it actually a perfect position to get it up and down over that wall?
I think this is just about right to get it up and down. Let's see if we can do it.
Davidson curls it in. Oh, and Lohman does not get enough on it, but he put it in a perfect pocket there, and Lohman had made a run in. That looked like that was a set piece straight from the training ground to the pitch, but Hope was unable to finish.
Once again, a back line expecting something different, and beautiful ball in over the top that gave it the best scoring opportunity for the Dutchman so far.
Peguero is tracked by Weigel, and he puts it just off of Morrison's foot there. No subs yet. We're halfway through the first half. 0-0 tie. Kelvin having probably the better of the opportunities so far. Daniel Morgan coming up with some unbelievable saves on some crosses as well as a breakaway there just a few minutes ago. Going the other way, Hope had a breakout as Seth Walters just missed the far post on a very well struck ball. And now Meyer Crothers is in behind, and Morgan saves it, but that ball is slotted across, and that is off sides. And Hope escapes as Lohman went down and Matt Davidson was down. Meyer Crothers says it was not offsides. Calvin is arguing this call, but the AR is pretty confident, and it will stay 0-0.
And that was an early call by the AR. It wasn't a flag that went up late in the play after things had developed. That was early, and he stood right there.
Lohman hits that long ball. That ball is flicked on, and Moore will just pick it up. The Calvin Knights fans unhappy with that, but it looked like a really good call. Close, but we'll have to see that one if you rewind that on your replay to see what ended up with it. Sondes plays direct up the middle, and that is not working for Hope right now. Be nice to see a little bit more possession from them. Torrell chasing down Sighthamel. Great play shielding him off there. And Sighthamel has done a good job on that left side. What a ball and touch. Midling brings it down. Weigel finds it on his foot. Tries to go direct up to Riker, and this is a good build from the Dutchman. Walters, 1v1, tries to play it across. It ends up back at his foot. Oh, and that is cleared off the back line by Jake Ziolo, one of the first-team all-conference players from the Knights. High ball from Sighthamel, and Moore will come down with it. Knights fans still a little bit incredulous at this offsides call. Hard to believe, but I think it was the right call.
Yes, indeed. Of course, the emotion plays a little bit of the story here in a Hope-Calvin rivalry, so anytime a call goes against your favorite team, you're a little bit more emotional.
Keanu goes back the other way on Davidson. Great ball across. Simeone tucks it under the hand of Daniel Morgan. And a great finish from the big Australian freshman, and he dances in the corner, and that was a beautiful touch. And Calvin ends up first on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, once again, I think Calvin has done a nice job at the inside-outside attack. There's an example of, instead of going straight into the center, a ball across. And Simeone, he's got 3 to 5 foot circle around him just if he puts those arms out. He's just such a big boy. And what a deft touch on that ball, one-timer. Right past Morgan, who just missed it, had his arm very close to making that save.
You got to give props to the Calvin Knights early on in this game. Have been a bit more creative offensively, moving the ball side to side, attacking the middle, and then setting it up, pulling Hope's defense into the center and then going wide. And then, like you said, minutes later, crossing it across. And Simeone doesn't do too much, and this is something for you young soccer players to think about. You do not have to kill that ball when you're in front of the goal. Just redirect it back at the goal, which is what Simeone did, as Morgan had been huge all game, and he just tucked it under his hand. And Hope is now down 1-0 to the Knights.
Always tricky when the first goal is scored. How do we react? Do we stay in the formation and structure that you've been in? Certainly for Calvin, do they continue to attack, or do they lay off the throttle a little bit? Dutchmen need to respond, but we've got almost 18 and a half minutes still remaining in the first half, so we're not in a huge rush here. Plenty of opportunity.
Weigel finds Riker, who puts it on the foot of Matt Davidson. Nice little spell here from the Dutchman, calming down a little bit as Riker gets around the corner, plays it back to Walters, and Walters puts it up over the top. He's saying it was deflected, as is Riker. The center ref says, I didn't see it or hear it, so that'll go out for a goal kick, but that was another good movement by the Dutchman, and that's something they're going to have to do a little bit more of. Try to find feet, go side to side, and get around those wings and slot the ball back.
Yeah, the Dutchmen have scored many a goal this season doing just that. Simeone
just body checks. Oh my goodness. The center is not calling this. As Simeone run through about 4 different players, and now he's going to get a card. And the entire Pope parent section, at least, is happy that happened, as he ran through about 4 different players. The first 3 were not a call, and then all of a sudden he gives a card.
Yeah, Jack Lohman, pretty heady play there. Certainly wasn't going to go after that ball as Morgan was coming out. Slowed his run down, and I don't think Simeone was trying to knock Lohman down. But certainly when a freight train is moving, you got to give it a little space to stop.
And we are starting to hear, Lance Pella, what a Hope Kelvin rivalry is all about. A lot of emotions from the players and stands. There is a lot of drama left to go in this game. Midling taking on multiple Calvin defenders. Riker tries to get through. Calvin stands up the Flying Dutchman attack, and Terrell tries to dribble that way, and that's actually going to go out of bounds on Terrell as Sondies is pumped.
Spark plug. Sondies is a spark plug, man. Get those emotions going, get the excitement going, ride his wave, because he'll take you.
Morrison with a big ball over the top. That is headed out by Will Hornbaker. And Hope has responded well to the goal, but they're going to need to put a few more shots on goal here to challenge this very talented Knights team. That ball is kicked out of bounds. Let's see if we have a long throw now by Matt Davidson here, as Jack Lohman, Owen Sighthamel, Midling, Walters will get into the box. Weigel and Morrison will stand outside the 18, but a dangerous play here as Davidson will throw it in from that far sideline near the river. Not enough on that. Weigel comes away with it, though. Beats 2 Calvin defenders. He's looking to cross that in. Oh, it finds itself down at the 6. Scary play there for the Knights, but they clear it out, Lance.
Yeah, put it in the mix. You never know what happens. A couple of Knights players, maybe a little miscommunication there as to who was going for that ball.
A lot of time left, even in the half. 15 minutes and 40 seconds left as Midling takes a left-footed shot, and that goes wide to the right. So we have 60 minutes left in this game. Lance Pello, what are your thoughts so far, both from the Knights and the Flying Dutchmen, both for what they've done well and what they need to work on here as we come near the end of this first half?
Yeah, Knights doing a nice job, outside-inside attack, finding that center, controlling the ball in the center, and getting competitive and engaging shots. Dutchmen, not our normal game, but the counterattack seems to be where we might find some offense today.
Calvin moves it wide to this near side. We've got Hans Pruis into the game for the first time. He is a first-team all-conference player coming off the bench, which just shows the level of talent on these two teams.
The luxury of having one of the best players sit on your bench.
Wow, a ball finds itself on Simeone's feet, and he was offsides there as he played a nice little ball through. But, man, I got to give my props to Simeone. He has had a huge impact, not only in his goal scoring, but just the pressure he's putting on Hope's defense so far in this first half.
Yeah, a little wry smile there after the offsides call, as the referee just off your screen here to the left is having a detailed conversation with one of the captains here of the Knights.
Smitley stands over the ball. He'll play that ball long. Walters tries to head it on. Fascinating to see Walters sit in that attacking mid position. as Riker has come onto the field. Him and Midling have been playing up top together a lot. Midling battling through the contact. Sondes gets taken down, but a nice touch there, and Hope has it in their attacking third. Davidson crosses the ball. It is deflected. Oh, and Sondes comes in late. That looks like that's going to be a yellow card. He is unhappy about that call and curious, but he did come in late and turn his back to the play. Hard to argue that one.
Yeah, and we saw Simeone do the same thing down at the other end. So that's not a surprise. Always a little nervous when some of your best players are playing on a yellow, especially with 13 and a half minutes and then a full half for the second.
But you expect a few yellow cards, a few late tackles in a game like this, a lot on the line, guys giving everything they have, trying to make that moment happen. And sometimes if you're just a half step too late, that can lead to a big play. But Sondes is playing with a lot of emotion and passion in this game. Midling, he is quadruple teamed and gets the ball out and finds Morrison. Morrison plays that ball wide. Riker unable to settle it easily, but Hope with a little bit of possession now has done a lot better here in this last 10 to 15 minutes. Smitley plays it wide to Seidhamel. Seidhamel finds Weigel. Weigel 1v1. Looks for Morrison. Great play here from the Dutchman. Calvin sitting in a lower block now. And there's no foul on that play, but a great defensive play by the Knights there, despite Hope's good possession.
Paguero, once again, I'm just so impressed with his ability to be patient on defense. If he does get beat, he just responds so well.
Morrison kind of tries to turn on that to pick out that upper corner, is unable to get that shot on goal. And give credit to the Knights defense that despite all this attacking power from the Hope Dutchmen, that they have not given up a shot on goal yet. So Hope has had some good chances that have just kind of painted the outside corners of the goal, but not been able to put pressure on frame yet.
Yeah, I've been also impressed with, maybe as we just talked about, Jackson having 4 guys on him. I think Calvin probably talked about that.
For sure.
Who's the guy that we need to mark? Who's the biggest worry?
Oh, that is a tough play down there. Sorry to interrupt you, Lance Pello. As Grant Hasternick subbed into the game, hit a ball down the line and hit the back of the head of Matt Terrell, who goes down holding his head. He does not want to come out of the game, obviously, for concussion protocol. He gets up right away, gives a thumbs up to the ref here, says, I'm okay, but whenever you get hit in the head, that's a stoppage here. And in college, you do not need to come out. In a high school game, you would, but we are off to the races. Keep your eye on that, though, as Terrell started on this side and as Hans Pruis came in, went over to that other side. But he is the MIAA MVP, and if he is hurt, that would be a blow for the Knights.
Yeah, always concussion safety, head injuries, so huge in not just soccer, all high school, college sports, and professional sports. Just got to be careful when you get knocked in the dome.
Hasenrick plays that ball back, and Smitley's under pressure. He just has to put that ball over the fence and into the river.
Both teams getting some energy here. The Dutchmen have a few guys, we mentioned last game, maybe not the fastest, but some of our quickest players, Micah Whelan, Grant Hasenrick, and others coming in for the substitutions.
Yeah, Hayden Wilson in the game as well, number 2 for the Dutchmen, as that ball is played across and Morgan picks it up. Also to note, number 14 for the Knights, the Holland High native, Otis Fickle, freshman. Last time he came in the second half of the game, hit the crossbar in a 1-1 tie, and he's a dangerous player and a local product, so it's fun for his family and friends to be able to come watch him at this game, getting his first minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, I can remember watching some indoor soccer games over here in Holland and in Grand Rapids and watching Otis just dance around players left and right. One of the most fun young players I remember seeing in West Michigan.
Fickle now challenges on the ball, ends up with it. Drives on Weigel and plays that ball dangerously through to Hans Pruis. Sidehamel on the chase. Pruis tries to find Simeone, who at this point in the game looks a little gassed, if I'm honest, unable to get to that ball there. He's laughing with his teammate, but again, Simeone has been so dangerous, but Fickle making an immediate impact playing that ball through. Pruis drives on Sidehamel. Finds the number 18, Josh Little, who just puts that ball over the top. Morgan looked like he had that covered, and we got another sub for the Knights, number 25, Will Lanham. Will is a second-team all-conference player coming off the bench.
And give Simeone a little bit of a breather. Have to admit, not too bad for the Dutchman to see Simeone jog off the field.
Yeah, and also just very, it's a tough ball played on a goal kick. Losing possession there as Hope is a little out of sorts. They're going to have to mentally shake off a little bit of these cobwebs here because they are a little out of sorts, and the Knights have the upper hand right now. Fickle, back to Puero. He drops it in to Zach Brooks. Brooks to Pruis. And Morgan just has it at his feet.
Yeah, it's got the Dutchman. Knights have the Dutchman on their heels on defense. Once again, we're getting lulled into that. And I think we have to be careful. We might see a longer shot coming up in just a little bit here too.
Hayden Wilson, the sophomore, comes into the game. He finds Weigel. Weigel plays a great ball into Walters. Every time Hope seems to have the ball at their feet, there is a Calvin Knight defender coming in, putting physical pressure and just getting in on them every single time. And Hope hasn't dealt with the physicality all that well yet, and so they're going to need to match that. You watched that in the Adrian game in the second half. Adrian came out very physical as two Holland High players going against each other. Owen Sidehamel and Otis Fickle, teammates for years, both at the Holland High, coached by Owen's dad, Greg Sidehamel. So that's fun to see those two Holland local kids going at it there.
You know this, Matt, coaching your daughter. When you see your daughter play against some former players, you're a dad first, but you're a coach second for sure.
That's right. Michael Whelan puts the chase on there. Brooks finds itself, the ball finds itself at Brooks' feet, and now Kelvin coming the other way. Hassenrick coming down the line here, and the Knights will just kind of possess. 6.5 left. Calvin holds the lead 1-0 here on a goal from Simeone. And a cross from Keanu, which found its way under Daniel Morgan's outstretched arm. Hope has had a few breakouts, but unable to sustain too much possession in this game. And we're at 1-0. Weigel beats Fickle on that play. Driving down the middle, he plays it wide. Good ball to Hassenrick. Oh, and Terrell unbelievably comes back on that, and that was a great play there. And he beats Hassenrick and plays it down the line to Lanham.
Yeah, Calvin anticipating just about everything from the Dutchman. And you'll notice even on the 50-50 balls, when Calvin's winning it, the ball's going right to the foot of a teammate. That's just good coaching and obviously good ball work by the Knights.
Yeah, great execution so far in their game plan coming into this game. Have knocked Hope off of their game plan, to be honest. As Hassenrick challenges, and that'll ball go out for a corner kick. Actually, check that. That is going to be a foul there. Great play by Hassenrick as we hear some calls from the parents that do not agree with that call.
Yeah, I think the Calvin faithful think there should be some sort of Oscar nominee or nomination for Grant Hasenrick there. I think he sold that one pretty well, and it helped the Dutchman out, so we avoided a corner kick.
Lohman off the set piece finds Morgan quickly, and then Hope content to just put that ball up in the air. I think Calvin would be happy if Hope continues to just drive that ball straight up the field and not go side to side. Hope has been at their best this season as they found some possession and are able to work it through Sandy's feet like this, through Weigel and Morrison. They use their hold-up players. There, Wilson with a great play there. And when they've been able to do this, this is when they've been great all season. And so Hope is going to try and find more possession here and move it side to side. Good switch ball there to Hasenrick. Brings it down. Lanham will pressure Smitley. Sidehamel is way up the field on this left-hand side. Weigel now finds a little bit of pocket. He plays that through, and Whelan goes the other way, and Hasenrick was coming wide, and Calvin picks it up as Fickle plays it long. Lanham was off sides, and Morgan just grabs it here, Lance.
Less than 3.5 here. The Dutchman making some progress, maintaining the best possession they've had in the entire game. Let's see if they can turn this into a goal.
Nice ball to Wilson. That ball goes all the way to Sidehamel. He's going 1v1 versus Pequera. Plays it up to Wilson. Great ball. Slotted across, and that ball is cleared out as Calvin is frustrated now that they're on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Knights are maybe a little winded as the half comes to an end here. Dutchman seeing an opportunity, but there's a beautiful ball into the middle, but not a white jersey around that ball. And once again, Calvin, when they clear it, it goes right to their teammates.
Yeah, great distribution out of the back from the Knights. And you could just watch the Knights, even off the ball, getting 1-2 hands into the Dutchman, just pushing, just letting them know they're there. Their game plan is to be more physical than the Dutchman, just trying to get them off their game, as Hope is a very possession-based team, very fast and skilled. And if you can play more physical, you've seen how that can create a little bit of trouble for the Dutchman. Great ball there as Hasenrick challenges, and that ball just goes over the fence, and for all you Hope alumni, into the river.
Prepare the river.
Prepare the river.
And recover a few balls. Those ball boys and ball girls are earning their money. They always do during fall soccer here at Van Andel Soccer Stadium.
Lohman now will take the long throw as Davidson is not in the game anymore. Luke Laird and Walters looking for the flick. All of the Knights back in the 18. That ball ends up at Smitley's foot. He plays that ball up over the top. Walters goes up high for it, and that'll go out of bounds again for another long throw with 1:15 left in the half. Let's see if Hope can put a shot on goal. See if you got a little pinball action where it just drops to a Dutchman foot.
Look at all 11 Knights back, almost all within the 18-yard box. They are playing some great defense here.
Walters puts it across. Wilson tries to get his foot on it, and that ball is just cleared by the number 23, Caden Raskowski. Spitley now finds it at his feet with 44 seconds left. He puts that ball high up into the mix. Luke Laird goes up for it. That is a late challenge. Laird grabs his head, and he gets up a little shaky there. Looked like a late challenge. Could have been a free kick there. Sidehamel has the ball in his hands with 28 seconds left. He finds Hasenrick. Hasenrick gonna put this ball up. Great cross. It drops down. Whelan challenges, and it is out of the mix. 15 seconds left. Back into the mix.
10, 9, 8.
Sidehamel drives on it, gets his left foot around it, and that is cleared out, and that will be the half. Action-packed. It is 0-0 from Grand Rapids as the Hope and Calvin women are deadlocked from Van Andel Soccer Stadium. It is 1-0. The Knights have an advantage here off a goal from Simeone. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes. It's something this is a feed you're not going to want to leave because there is so much drama left to happen, Lance Fellow.
Yeah, it's more about the soccer than the broadcasting. But, yeah, you're not going to want to miss what happens here in the second half. I think we're going to have 45 more exciting minutes of MIAA Championship Soccer for you right here on the MIAA Soccer Network.
We'll see you in a bit.
At Van Andel Institute, we're in a race, a relentless competition to get ahead of the diseases that affect our world. Cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. We are at the forefront of research and discovery. Our global collaborations are a catalyst for big breakthroughs so that we can make the greatest impact on the health of current and future generations. Because in the race to prevent and cure some of the most insidious diseases, victory is the only option. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Holland BPW is proud to support Hope Athletics and commitment to energy efficiency. It's easy for Holland BPW electric customers to get started with Home Energy 101 at hollandenergyfund.com. With Home Energy 101, learn the best ways to maximize efficiency and save on your utility bills. You also get a kit of energy-saving supplies valued at up to $300. Get started at hollandenergyfund.com today.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Cancer, we're coming for you. Parkinson's, your days are numbered. Alzheimer's, we're zeroed in on you too. Because at Van Andel Institute, the world's best minds are working relentlessly to eradicate these diseases forever. By advancing the boldest innovations, achieving breakthroughs, and transforming lives. Because the most powerful way to fight diseases, never stop fighting. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
Some call it naive, others call it foolish. But hope has never been silenced by doubt. Hope is the unquiet heart, stirring, pounding, driving us towards something greater. It leans into what's wrong and lifts up what's right. It teaches, learns, discovers, imagines what could be, and brings it to life. Hope has to start somewhere. Why not here? Why not now? Why not us? The daring ones. Those who provoke possible, trigger curiosity, and incite joy. For us, hope is more than a word. It's a force, and we are its humble ambassadors. From the beginning to now, We don't just believe in hope, we dare to live it. Hope College. Dare to hope.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Every sunrise, every new day brings with it a promise of hope. Every day also brings us an opportunity to help make a difference, especially for those we know who are battling cancer or Parkinson's. How can you help? Volunteer at an event or create your own through your school, through your business, with your friends. You can provide hope to countless patients and their families. 100% of your support goes directly to scientists at Van Andel Institute, researching new and better treatments for over 20 diseases, including cancer and Parkinson's. Now is the time to make an impact and make a difference. Please help and join the fight today.
There are over 5,000 colleges and universities in the United States alone, and nearly every single one of them is named after a location or a historical figure. But along the shores of Lake Michigan, there is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope. It is so easy to get lost in what this world lacks.
At Van Andel Institute, we're in a race, a relentless competition to get ahead of the diseases that affect our world. Cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. We are at the forefront of research and discovery. Our global collaborations are a catalyst for big breakthroughs so that we can make the greatest impact on the health of current and future generations. Because in the race to prevent and cure some of the most insidious diseases, victory is the only option. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
Hello and welcome back to Van Andel Soccer Stadium here in Holland, Michigan for the MIAA Championship here on the Anchor Network and MIAA Sports Network. For Hope College Commentary, I'm Matt Margarone. This is Lance Pello. Lance, tell me a little bit of your thoughts from the first half.
So we were a little surprised, Matt, when athletic information director extraordinaire Alan Babbitt gave us the information. I wasn't confident that Hope was maintaining possession in the way, but 52% Calvin, 48% Hope. That's more than what I expected, but I would say Calvin in their possession had longer spells of play where they knocked the ball back and forth, in and out, and Hope maybe chasing a little bit more, but that last 10 minutes, I would say the tides kind of turned toward the Dutchman. Yeah, it was a fascinating half of soccer as both teams got off 7 shots. Calvin had 5 on goal and only 1 on goal for the Flying Dutchman. So Daniel Morgan actually had to do a lot more work than Zach Moore in the goalkeeping position in the first half. But as you know, rivalry games. Throw out the first half. It's a 1-0 game. 45 minutes of soccer left. Lance Pello, what do the Flying Dutchmen need to do to get back into this game to overcome both the mental hurdle and the history in recent years and get the win? Yeah, as a former Hope College soccer player, you know, the Knights live rent-free in your brain all the time. And every time they beat you, every time they win an MIAA championship, you question yourself. And I think we have the skill and the ability to do it. I'd like to see us do more of the outside-inside attack, similar to what Calvin's doing. I love that we won on the end line a couple times and had a couple nice slotted balls. Let's see if we can do that. I think Jackson will come back out in this half, and if we can get him one-on-one, get him into a space where he's not attacking 4 people, he's going to be the guy that's going to be most likely to put a ball in. But let's get Seth. He had a nice couple runs there toward the end. Nice to see some of the faster guys come in, Micah and Haas and those guys create some offense as well. I'd like to say stay the course, but I don't know if our course was really what was giving us the best opportunity. I believe it was the counterattack that gave us the best opportunity to score. Yeah, fascinating. Obviously, the Knights have scouted the Dutch and know that Jackson Midling has scored 13 goals on the season, has 85 shots, 42 of which are on goal, and has 4 game-winning goals. And so it seemed like every time Midling touched the ball, he had one defender and then a second defender coming very quickly in behind. And he never really caught that ball cleanly. Someone was in the back and pushing and making it hard on him. In my assessment, I felt like the Knights, while even game, played a little more physical. And I felt like the last 10 minutes, Hope kind of matched that physicality. We're not getting knocked off the ball as easily, and that was good for the Flying Dutchman. Now, if you're a Calvin Knight, what do you need to do on the road as the number 3 seed to secure the NCAA championship berth?
I tell you what I'm doing. I'm going Aussie rules football here. I'm throwing it up to number 29 because he's by far your best player. Toby Simeone has been a game changer, and with that little sneaky smile, I kind of like him. You know, it's not. It's pretty rare that I'm pretty excited about a Calvin player, but I do think Paguero and Simeone, those are the 2 guys that I have found that have just been so consistent. And wow, Dutchman, be careful of the big Aussie that's running up top, because if I'm the Calvin Knights, I'm saying let's feed him, let's feed him, let's feed him, let's feed him.
And I would wonder what that would take to feed Simeone. That is a big,
it's a big
man.
Meal. Several Phelps meals for that.
So we just got a feed from the Hope College men's soccer alumni tent. There are fans here from West Michigan soccer. This is the place to be for men's soccer in West Michigan at the Hope Calvin rivalry. On the other side, at Calvin, women's soccer is in a deadlock matchup 0-0. There is also an NCAA tournament berth on the line and an MIAA tournament championship. And so in the next hour, we are going to see who claims the crown, who ends up hearing their name called in the NCAA selection committee show, which comes early next week. A lot at stake here, and we will see if the Flying Dutchman can overcome not just this 1-0 deficit, but the last few years of history as well, and find themselves on the winning end. They've done it all year. They've come from behind. They've pushed hard. Let's see what they've got in the tank to push this Knights team, who, although they are the number 3 seed, they have a mental edge right now over the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, they're not scared. I've never seen the Knights play scared. They've got a leader and a coach that pours into them. I've known several of his players through the years who just talk so highly of the way he goes about business and the way he encourages his players. I think Dave Blahnik has certainly created a similar atmosphere here at Hope. Guys who are very loyal to him and want to make him proud. He cares deeply about his players, and that's the joy of a Hope and Calvin community. Two amazing Christian schools that care deeply about their students, high academics. Really
Jake Lyon
engaging.
on the
There he is. Look at that mane.
Look at
Still
Jake
looking
Lyon,
good.
the alumni from Hope College. One of my favorite players in the last few years. Sorry to interrupt you in that
You're
very
good.
serious moment, but Jake showed up on screen, and it made my heart happy. So,
Yeah. Well, he's one of the products, right? And he's one of the guys
oh,
that
Blahnik, yeah, that for sure.
has come through the system. And once again, as a recruiter for Hope College, you know, people often say, oh, Hope versus Calvin, you know, you would never want a kid to go to Calvin, would you, if you're a Hope person? Well, no. I mean, I think that's, you know, these are two great places, and they're more alike than they are different. Calvin has obviously had, for soccer, the edge over this last decade or so. But we'd love a changing of the guard, wouldn't we? We'd love the Knights to step down and the Dutchmen to step up. So let's see if they can do it in the second half.
Always great when this rivalry is great and these teams find themselves in the MIAA championship. Calvin in the maroon going right to left. Hope in the white with the orange shorts going left to right. Find themselves down 1-0 and 45 minutes left to go here in the second half. Let's see what happens. Tons of drama to ensue as Jackson at that 6th position puts it back and the Knights try to possess. Morrison on Keanu. Piguero with the ball at his foot. Tries to drive into this pocket. It'll be interesting to see how Hope comes out defensively, and then when they do win the ball, where they attack. Calvin content with the 1-0 lead to try and pick out their passes. And that ball finds its way into Morgan's hands. Smitley plays that ball up. Morrison gets pulled down there, and the Dutchman will have a free kick. The stands are full now, Lance. Alumni standing along the fences. This is what Hope Calvin in Holland is all about.
It brings back memories, right? When we would show up to games, and sometimes in the first half it was a little quiet, and then by halftime,
yeah,
everybody came from Phelps and all other places around campus to come cheer on the Dutchman. It's nice to see so many alumni, parents, friends, and just soccer lovers of West Michigan out in attendance today.
Great tackle from Smitley, finds Midling, puts that ball into a dangerous place as Davidson has to just release it. And Calvin's now coming the other way. Ball at Ziola's foot. He goes 1v1 versus Davidson, and that is a dangerous cross, which goes all the way across the box. And now Weigel has it at his foot. Nice little pass into Walters. Walters has 2 players on him, but he maintains possession. Davidson says slow up, and Morrison has about 15 yards of space. Big switch to the other side. Great ball in as Weigel goes 1v1 here. He beats him around the corner, unable to get the shot off, and he is dispossessed. Weigel probably needs to get that ball off of his foot on that play.
There's Piguero again, just slow and steady and never seems out of position or in a spot where he's going to lose the ball or get beat one-on-one.
Zach Moore has the ball at his foot. Tries to play it long, and Davidson just looks to play it over the top. Sun popping out on this cloudy day. Walters drives down the line. Great play from the first team MIAA player, but kind of runs out of real estate there in that corner and gets nerfed by the turf a little bit and ends up on the ground.
It happens occasionally. And we have seen some slipping going on in this game in the first half. Jackson and others. And, you know, it's not like NFL football where you can go back to the locker room and pull out your studs. So Dutchmen got to be careful here to keep their feet nice and tight on this turf.
Terrell seems to be okay after he took that hit into the back of his head there. Meyer Crothers on the ball. Plays that to Ziolo. Terrell tries to break the line of the Hope defense, unable to do it. Keanu tries to find that ball through, and Weigel with a great defensive play. Just puts it up, and that distribution is not good enough out of the back. And Hope is going to have to try to build when they turn the ball over, but have been unable to kind of find feet out of the back as they're kind of on their heels right now.
It's been the major difference here. A nice
one arm.
arm.
I guess you're allowed to do that.
A nice, or I was going to say maybe the major difference between the Dutchman.
Oh, wow. What a play there. As Davidson was on the ground, and Ziolo kind of slotted that ball back. Got up after falling down and held his composure, Lance.
And once again, distribution by Calvin. Spectacular today.
Morrison tries to dribble out of the back this time and puts the ball out of bounds. We're hearing from some alumni as this game goes along. One of my former teammates, Tim Keeler, happy to watch the game.
One of mine too. Timmy and I spent a couple years together here. Have been enjoying several years of him being part of the USA soccer program and coaching, so it's always fun to see a former teammate carrying the tradition on and being a great coach.
Yeah. A lot of alumni from both teams. I see some in the stands, recent alumni here from Calvin's team right in front of us. Hope alumni standing along the fence. Great pride in both of these programs. I know Calvin has had the better of the play in the last decade or so. When I was here, we were 6-2, Hope versus Calvin in my 8 contests. Calvin really turned it on as of late, and Coach Blondinka said, I want something to say about that, and really over the last few years has closed the gap, and the big thing is getting over that hump as Simeone turns on it, gets through, and Keanu puts it by him, but that is offsides here. But Simeone, again, doing work dangerously. He's just a big body, and when he turns on it and gets going downhill, dangerous.
Yeah, those long legs. I mean, when you're playing defense, Matt, and you're a big guy with long legs yourself, you know that you got to put that leg in and get part of the ball. If you just go for a swipe at it, he's just going to put his booty right back into you and move right around you.
Seth Walters trying to put his booty into the Calvin defender, unable to hold him off on that play. Davidson plays it to the middle. Weigel and Meyer Crothers battling for it, and right now Calvin moving it around. They definitely want another goal. That is a great turn by the MIAA MVP Terrell, who drives down the middle of the field. Simeone is on the ground, almost shielded that play. Almost an obstruction there. That's an awkward thing. You don't see that very often, but Terrell used that to his advantage to get that shot off, and it goes just screaming by the post.
That's a big shield. That's a 6-foot guy lying on the ground and creating about 10, 12 feet of space around his body.
Yeah,
it's amazing how the field opened up there.
What do you do there if you're a Hope defender? Can't hop over him, can't get through him. It's fascinating.
Almost like you feel like you're going on a bear hunt there.
Lohman and Simeone battling. Man, those center backs have their hands full with the freshman from Australia. Weigel plays the ball down the line to Riker. He gets hit and fouled there. And Calvin this time is caught as Paul Sabe comes into the back of Riker Corstange. And that has been their game plan all game, as we talked about throughout the first half and halftime, to be in the backs of the Hope forwards and not allow them any space. But we'll see if that over time, that physicality happens to land them in more set pieces like this one. Great ball in. Sabe clears that one out there. And Keanu finds a ball down the line to Simeone. Great tackle by Midling. That is unbelievable. Midling, with how large he is, going up against Simeone, he looks like a small man. It's incredible.
Yeah, and Hassenrick's got the joy and pleasure of marking him now. It's about twice the size of Grant Hassenrick.
Riker Corstange, great tackle. And Morrison has a little bit of space. Hope coming the other way. Walters with the nice turn. Tries to play it through to Morrison. Oh, and Moore calls off Sabe in there and slides down for it. And the pressure is abated.
It's coming, right? That's 2 plays in a row down that left side where we're getting a little bit more pressure. Let's continue that and see if the Dutchman can capitalize maybe on 1 or 2 of these plays.
Sidehamel plays that ball back to Morgan. Morgan with the big kick out of the back. What a luxury when your goalkeeper on the move can put it past half line like that. Weigel on the far side goes 1v1 against Peguero, gets around the edge, still in, and Peguero, man, what a great right back he is defensively. Unbelievable to not have that ball go out for a corner kick, Lance.
He doesn't seem to go fast, right? He just seems to go at a steady pace, always knows where the ball is.
Hope been more creative in the second half attacking as Riker gets around on it. That's a great play. He plays it back to Walters. He's in the box. Tries to take a left-footed shot. That ball is defended by Will Hornbaker. Morrison on the ball. Hope with a little bit better spell of play here. Weigel has an overlapping run from Sidehamel. Gets in on it. He's going to cross this ball. Great cross in. Riker gets hit in the back. That ball is across the middle and no foul on that play as 2-3 Hope players are down. Wow. That is hard to believe that there was no foul on that play. There was so much contact. Ref letting him play, almost trying to figure out if that's advantage, but it looked like Godzilla going through a bunch of buildings as guys were just knocked down everywhere.
Indeed. Hey, how about the late run from Sidehamel?
Beautiful overlapping run.
Yeah, and good job by Josh. He has picked up his intensity this half as well. Great job by Josh finding Sidehamel on that left side, and all of a sudden, as we have Jackson coming out after he was dinged up a little bit there, as Josh moves into the center. I like that. I like getting maybe our wing backs more involved and in the active play there up top on the left and on the right.
Fascinating play there as Riker Corstange coming in late for the header on that whipped-in ball from Sidehamel. Looked like he got hit late. Hassenrick with an unbelievable heel flick on that as the intensity is picking up in this game. Corstange plays it across the middle. Great turn. I'll tell you what, not many center backs when I played could do that type of play. Unbelievable.
With the beautiful touch there in turn.
The game has just advanced so much. Us Us old guys like to talk about how good we were back in the day, but I'll tell you what, these players are just so much higher advanced in their skill and play and tactics than we were back in the day, Lance.
In fitness too, right? They're able to run for quite a while.
That's right. Peguero has that ball go out of bounds, and Hope has really been in the front foot in this first 13 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, once again, we talked a little bit about it at halftime, the outside-inside attack, beating a few people end line. Let's see if we can continue, maintain possession here down in the zone.
Big ball in from Sidehamel, dangerous. Weigel tries to bring it down. He's hit again in the box. Oh, and that ball goes off Hasternick's head and goes out of bounds for a goal kick. It's very physical play, and the center is saying at this time, we're going to let this play and try and get the goal from a run of play. Coach Blahnik curious, asking the fourth official for some clarification as to why on those crosses, Calvin defenders have been allowed to come through the body, I think is the question of Hope College Flying Dutchman, as Sidehamel's 2 crosses have just been unbelievable here.
Yeah, I always think on a 50-50 ball, especially in the box. Oh, beautiful touch here by the Knights.
Turned over by Terrell, and Morrison are coming the other way. Peguero dispossesses him, looking for Myers-Crothers, and he goes back. But continue your thought, Lance.
Yeah, when the arms come up, that's what scares me, right? When an elbow to the temple or an elbow to the back of the head, as we have another. Oh, it's just getting a little rough out there. Let's weather this storm. If you're a Dutchman fan, a little gamesmanship here going on. Weather the storm and not retaliate. That's the big thing, as the Dutchmen are getting a little bit pushed around here. It's the quick chance to retaliate, if you would.
Lohman stands over the ball. The ref stops the clock there. 31 minutes and 10 seconds left. 1-0. Calvin Knights on a goal from Simeone in the first half. Lohman plays that ball beautifully into the box. It pops down. Riker outruns it, and Terrell is coming the other way. Sidehamel steps up. Smitley challenges and just bounces off Simeone. Lohman goes down on the ground, doesn't win the ball. Simeone still driving, crosses it across, and Morgan. People bouncing off Simeone like Aussie rules football out here.
It's a 50-yard run with 3 Hope defenders taking their best shot, and thank goodness Morgan was there to gobble that one up.
Everything you could want in a Hope-Calvin rivalry here, Lance Pello, as that ball goes out of bounds. 1-0 to the Knights. Goal scored by Simeone in the 25-minute, 19-second mark of the first half off a cross from Bennett Keano. Weigel with a beautiful turn, unreal. Wins the ball back, finds Laird. Laird goes wide to Sidehamel. He's hit in 2 unbelievable crosses. This time to the right, slots across, but Peguero's there. Watch the runner, but Peguero, that right back, driving at the Hope defense. Simeone and Sandes. These are 2 very tough physical players, both with a yellow card actually at this moment in the game as well. Sandes just slows up Simeone. Myers-Crothers has the ball at his feet, and Calvin will just reset.
Once again, Calvin in no rush here. They will maintain possession and work it around. Love, if you're watching, young players, watch the in and out that the Calvin Knights do off the ball. This is how they find space. Unfortunate pass there by the Knights, but Dutchman ready to go.
We have a score update from the women's game. Calvin 1, Hope women 0. So both games right now, the Knights have an advantage with about 28 minutes left here in the men's game. In the women's game, there's about 22 minutes left.
Yeah, on a big day with Hope Calvin men, women's soccer, football as well, as the Dutchmen go in quick here.
Great ball as Hayden Wilson heads it. And that ball goes just over the end line, and Hope still doesn't have a shot
on frame.
On frame at this point.
Nice cross by Hassenrich there.
Well, they have one on frame from the score sheet, and the board it says 0 shots on goal, but they have one on frame from the first half.
Saw a little penetration short, quick throw in there. Hassenrich penetrated and gave a nice, solid ball across.
Lanham chases the ball down. The second team All-MIAA player cuts it back. Nice move there, crosses. And Lohman, the freshman, who's a first team All-MIAA player, is a freshman from the east side of the state, will clear that one out. Weigel, relentless work rate. As that ball stays in bounds from Ziolo. Crazy curve on that ball. Lohman tries to play it. Hassenrich tries to keep it in. And that ball, what a play by Ziolo there.
Little curve and the full 40-yard sprint to attack it as well. Always love that as a coach, to see your guys just go for it.
Yeah, the intensity has picked up here, Lance Bello. The fans are here. The physicality is very fun to watch. And what more could you want from a rivalry game? Sidehamel stands on the ball now, looking for feet, obviously, to distribute. Nice ball from Smitley. Finds Davidson now on that left wing. Oh my, that seems like a ball coming through, as number 27, Paul Sabe, has just come through the back many times. This time they're going to call Smitley, and I think that's what Smitley is arguing about. He's saying, if one player can do it, why can't we? But the Knights started aggressively, and as they say in most sports, right, to the aggressors usually get the calls, right?
Yeah, it's not the first guy. It's usually the second or the third guy that comes in, and of course your complaint is what had just happened. But the referee right on top of that, and certainly he was in great position to see that call.
Absolutely. Knights now trying to move up this wing. Nice play there as Ziolo gets around the outside. Great cross. Smitley comes back. He heads the ball, but also was hit at the same time, and he's down dangerously. But that was a game-saving play, Lance.
Yeah, bang, bang. What a beautiful move down the left side. And then a beautiful cross. As young players, and I say this a lot, you know, as I'm assuming that our age of watchers is somewhere between the age of 6 and 14, but for the young players, pursuing your attacker through the ball. So not stopping at the 6-yard box and hoping that the ball goes wide, but pursuing the ball and making sure the ball is cleared like Smitley did right there.
Fickle takes the corner, near post. Davidson puts that one up, and that ball is going to be hit over the line by the left back, Jake Ziolo.
Michael Dietz into the game. His first action of the day as Sighthamel gets a quick break.
Dietz started the season had a bit of a knock and some injuries. Scored a beautiful cracker of a goal against Notre Dame. Upper 90 shot off a corner kick to tie the game 2-2. Now Davidson drives at it, and that one is over the fence and into the river.
Yeah, that one bounced. That's going to take a little while to recover that one. They now have gates over there, too, by the way.
They do. So it's changed over the years. Easier for those ball people to go get those balls, but Davidson will line up for the long throw here. Ball high hanging. Luke Laird challenges. Seth Walters challenges up for it. Weigel puts it up and over, much to the goalkeeper for Calvin's delight. Likes to see that one just go over the end line without the pressure of that ball just knocking around.
And look who's back in the game, Hans Priest, who's was certainly a big part of the attack in the first half for the Knights.
If you're just joining us here in the second half, we have 23 minutes and 55 seconds left. Calvin with a 1-0 lead on a goal from Simeone, the Australian freshman, number 29, off a cross from Bennett Keano. 25 minutes and 19 seconds into the game. It has been deadlocked since, but a physical battle back and forth as Lanham drives through the center, tries to play Terrell. He had cut through into the middle. He puts it back across the middle, and Luke Laird just clears that one out, but that was a dangerous attack from the Knights, who are trying to go up 2-0.
We've seen this for both teams, a slotted ball or a ball across going all the way through.
That's right.
As a goalkeeper, right, Morgan looks at that. Do I come out? Do I stay? And just scary to watch that ball go all the way across the 6-yard box.
Long throw here. Ziola puts the ball into the box. Smitley goes up for the header. Terrell takes a left-footed volley. That's going to bounce off a Dutchman, and that ball's going out for a corner kick, and the local player, Otis Fickle, the freshman, who comes in for these set-piece opportunities, will put that ball down and look to take a corner.
All 11 Dutchmen in the box.
He swings that ball in, finds itself on the head of the number 27, Sabe, who has been very physical in this game at that center back position, and it'll just go harmlessly over the end line.
Morrison, Korstange, and Jackson Mindling back in. The attacking top two. I like these two up top. Let's see if Jackson and Riker can get a little more action up inside the 18-yard box of the Knights.
Under 22 to play. Midling wins the ball with his head. Riker challenges for it. Weigel comes down with it. Davidson tries to play it through, and it just gets knocked up and around in the midfield, and Weigel tries to settle it. Fickle challenges, and then Calvin comes away with it.
Calm, cool, and collected by the Knights in the back end.
Nice little play there, although Lanham is caught offsides, and that's about the third or fourth time that the Dutchman back line have done a good job of right at the right moment. There was a controversial call in the first half that ended up being a goal, but it was an offsides call, and that credit that back line of the Dutchman for being up to the task.
Man, you got to communicate, and when you hear move up, it might not be in your nature to move up on that back line, but you've got to, so you guys are all equal with each other.
Lanham was offsides again as the MIAA MVP Terrell passes him the ball. Again, we have 12 all-conference players in this game. 8 for the Dutch, 4 for the Knights, and Hope is the number 1 seed coming into this game with the MIAA record 5-0-1. The Knights are 6-0-1, and the Knights 5-1-1 as that ball drops down to Riker Korstange. He tries to turn on it, save it in bounds. It runs out of bounds harmlessly. Great defense again from the Knights.
Yeah, they're not letting the Dutchmen turn in towards the goal, are they? They are keeping that, shielding that space. We always talk about for the goalkeepers kind of this arc around the goal. That defense is really not letting them penetrate within that 6-yard box.
Yeah. As I was saying, the Knights are the 3 seed with 5-1-1 record. Their only loss to Albion. Hope trying to hold on and complete the sweep of the regular season championship and the tournament championship. Calvin trying to upset the Flying Dutchman here on their home field as Dietz puts that out of bounds for a corner kick.
Too many set pieces here. I don't like having Otis Fickle and
All the other Knights over there on the corner just ready to put it inside the box.
Yeah, Ziolo will take this one for the Knights. The first team all MIAA defender will have this ball on his left foot, trying to in-swing this one. To the near post. Smitley up again, rescues the Flying Dutchman, and that ball awkwardly hits off the post, but Morgan has that one covered. Tries the quick restart. Riker chasing down Paguero, who will head it back to Moore. But the Dutchman trying to catch the Knights off guard. Sometimes when that many players go up and there's opportunity for a counterattack, but on that play, the Knights were ready.
Morgan 70 yards in the air. What a beautiful punt.
Riker out on an island, kind of chasing down the Knights. Davidson coming in quick, but they build out well from that play there and are coming the other way quickly. Brooks is stood up there by Lohman.
Jack's been playing very well, the freshman defender. Beautiful mane on top of that head, too.
Absolutely. Midling with the touch. What were you going to say about Jack's hair?
It's something about the first name Jack, maybe. That's where you get the good hair.
That ball is put over the sideline. A lot of great Jacks over the years as a part of the Hope College
Jack
legacy.
Abbey, yep.
Yeah.
Jackson Midling, yep.
Hassenrick plays it up the line. Davidson's challenged by Brooks. Walters goes in for that tackle there, and it ends up at Jackson's foot. Hope is going to have to create a little more attack in these last 17 minutes as that ball is turned over, and Hope's coming the other way. Midling takes a shot, and that'll go out now for a corner. He had his first pocket of space this whole game due to a turnover. When Hope has had possession, they've had 1, 2, 3 players on Midling. This time he won it through the high pressure and had some space and took a screamer of a shot, and that hit off the defender's foot. And now Hope has a corner kick here with Matt Davidson standing over the ball. Let's see if the set piece can be what gets Hope back in the game. In swinger, near post. Paguero clears it. Just not a good enough corner kick on that play from the Dutchman.
Very few second chances that the Knights are giving us.
Nice cross there. Midling tries to go through the box. Morrison finds it at his feet, left-footed to the back post. Riker hits it back on frame, and Moore is there.
Yeah, so tricky. Riker was there, but Grant Hassenwick was right back moving forward while Riker was moving back. Oh, but they had that chance.
Great play by Morrison with the quick cross. Riker was caught kind of with his run a little too far forward, so not able to get enough power on that. But now Calvin is on its heels, and we saw this in the first half a little bit. As the half wore down, that's when Hope got a little bit more possession, a little more opportunities in this last 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see if Hope can tie this game up. That ball is out of bounds, and Hope is fine just moving it up the field in a different way. Oh, nice touch from Riker. Moore comes out on it, and Midling was not ready for that. Moore this time is the one looking for a call. Doesn't get it from the center ref. And we are under 15 minutes to go, Lance Pello. Morgan has the ball at his feet. Great ball up. Midling on the run. Oh, quick hit, but unable to get a hold of it completely on that one. Calvin on its heels a little bit as Hope has created a lot more pressure here in the last 5 to 10 minutes, Lance.
Yeah, Jackson Mindling finding a little bit more space. Let's keep feeding him. Good effort there by Hasenreck.
Thank you for tuning in today on the MIAA Sports Network and the Anchor Network here at Hope. We want to thank our MIAA tournament sponsor, Collegiate Credit Union, for making this all possible. And just it's unbelievable to have the opportunity to bring you these games now on the streaming platform. Morrison tries to play Riker. Hope getting more aggressive and physical here in this second half. A little bit of a melee there. Calvin comes out with the ball.
Yeah, the scrum, and that seems to be the theme today. Calvin has come out on top on just about all of the scrums that we've had. Oh, nice ball through to Puis.
Yeah, first team All-MIAA player coming off the bench, putting Dietz in the spin cycle, and Keanu just gets under it. Looks similar to the play in the first half where Walters had that shot, and that ball went over the top. Both were unable to get their shots on frame, but a nice play there by Hans Preuss.
Yeah, and Calvin, we haven't seen much attack in the last couple minutes, but every time it seems they're down there, it's quality.
Oh, unlucky header from the Knights finds its way at Morrison's foot. Potentially waited a little too long. Nice play by Dietz there athletically. Oh, and Mindling has the ball. 1v1. Takes a touch to the right, hits it. Oh! That was a moment as Mindling is gaining some steam here in the second half. Unable to get that on frame.
How about Dietz stepping up and stealing that ball to start that attack?
Simeone, goal scorer, waiting at the half line. Moore looking to take a goal kick. 12 minutes left, 1-0 to the Knights.
Calvin coach and the entire sideline urging the stoppage of play to get the big Australian back in.
Sondies comes out of the game, I believe, for the first time. Weigel goes into the attacking mid position.
Yeah, Dutchmen are going to have to take a few more chances here. We got to get a goal in the last 12 minutes.
Great play there by Mindling. We've seen him score that goal countless times. Just unable to get that one on frame as Smitley pokes it away there. Walters comes up with it. Puts it to Riker. And Peguero is just there again. Weigel finds Davidson. Oh, it takes just a little bit of a heavy touch. Oh, and a great ball through as Lohman is beat by Simeone. He's tracking him down. Simeone has him beat, plays him at the near post, and it just misses the frame.
Yeah, I don't want to scare anybody. Let's think about Simeone. He's a freshman, everyone. He's a freshman. So that's a guy we're going to have to deal with for multiple years.
An incredibly dangerous tackle to the face of Riker. That is a card. No, it's just a stoppage.
Woo, and the death stare from the referee.
Yeah, that's about the third or fourth foul from 27. That one was very dangerous as Riker got it caught in the face. Glad he's okay. But more importantly, there is a set piece now for the Dutchman. Morrison hitting the ball into the mix. That ball is cleared. Davidson grabbing his face on that play, but the Knights are coming the other way as Terrell and Simeone, two very dangerous players driving the defense. Terrell puts it through to Simeone, but he is off sides. All right, Terrell's play on that, dragging three defenders in, pulling them there, and then finding Simeone was unbelievable. Terrell is a class player.
Yeah.
But Simeone also so dangerous for the Knights up there.
Sure. And hard to hide Simeone. He kind of snuck in there. Luckily, he was in the offsides position. But hard to lose that guy over here on the left side.
Lohman plays that ball long. Davidson goes up for it. It drops into Weigel. Weigel plays Walters. Back to Weigel. Great little combo play. Peguero there, though. Steps up. Dietz Good ball in. Riker tries to flick it on, actually gets too much on that ball. And they call an offsides on that play on the Dutchman. 10 minutes left here in the second half, a 1-0 ball game. If you're just tuning in on the MIAA Sports Network and the Anchor Network, Calvin Knights off a goal from Simeone in the first half. That is the difference in this game. Hope College with the 1 seed trying to get back in desperately in this second half, have played a far better second half, have just been unable to get that ball into the back of the net. Physical game back and forth here at Van Andel Soccer Stadium.
It's just deft touch after deft touch for the Knights. It doesn't matter if that ball is going 60 miles an hour or 6 miles an hour. They just seem to put it right on their feet and know exactly where to go with it. Beautiful passing. I'm really impressed by the Knights right now.
Yep, Ziola drives at the Dutchman defense, and Terrell was not running through on that play. And Morgan will just pick it up. 9 minutes left. Like you said, Lance, this was a low-scoring game, 1-0 at this point. Hope looking to just get back in this game. 1 goal will get you back in the game, and that would allow the teams to go into a overtime situation because this is a tournament game. Simeone keeps that ball in, tries to play it off Smitley. Smitley battling for it. Lohman. Ref calling advantage on that play. That ball is hit from far out, just misses, and I'm not sure what the advantage was, but physical play all around, and they're letting them play here. Fans from both teams into this game, alumni here. It's going to have to be one on the field, Lance.
Yeah, we need a special play from some special players right now in order to bring this back to even.
Lohman puts that ball up to Weigel. Tries to play it wide. Quiano is up for that. Torrell, nice cut back, hits it with his right foot. And that just goes over the top. And the Kelvin faithful very excited in the last 5 minutes with the run of play here.
And they should be. Their boys are playing really well.
Morrison just kind of hits that one up with his left foot. That ball is played, finds its at Midling's foot. He drives 1v1. Great tackle, but it finds its way at Hasternick's foot. Tries to cross it. Weigel challenges for it. Great play by Weigel there, and the Dutchmen end up with it. 7 minutes left here. Weigel cuts back, drives through the middle. Looks for Riker, and Peguero is there again. But 10 Knights back in the box. Midling challenges it. It's at Hasternick's foot. He cuts it back across the middle. Woo! Simeone and Lohman. Unbelievable tackle by Lohman. Wins the ball and incredibly gets up from that one with no damage, Lance.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of adrenaline going right now.
Foul on that play. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Jack Lohman just off your screen to the left, and Simeone having a good chat and smile about that recent tackle. I think both of them are pretty pleased with themselves.
2 freshmen with great futures here.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a battle for years to come.
Something to watch there, as neither of them are afraid of physical contact. In fact, actually, I think both of them like it when the game gets this way. Morrison gets hit on that play. 6:01 left on the clock. No stoppage here. He's slow to get up, but the clock is running. Morrison will get up slowly. Smitley will get on the ball. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. Kelvin up 1-0. Smitley puts this ball into the box. It's headed out. Weigel and Quiano challenging in the middle. Weigel back to Morrison. Tries to find Dietz. Nice clearance up to Lanham. who will take that ball down into the corner. Late run. Oh, Morgan just has to save it, but that's out for a corner kick. Great play from Lanham, waiting for his late runners. And the clock is stopped here for a sub as Hans Pruis comes into the game. Lanham comes out. And, man, they have just a stable of forwards for the Knights that come into this game and create challenges for the Hope defenders.
Yeah. Once again, I think Calvin is built for this, right? This tournament run. They may start off a little slow, maybe have a few hiccups during the season, but, man, they have come on strong.
Left-footed in-swinger. That ball goes all the way across the box. Body's down again.
Morgan confused once again by him getting hit by two Calvin players.
Seidhamel stands at the midline, waiting to come in here with 4 minutes and 53 seconds left. Hassenrick challenges for it. And that ball goes out of bounds on Hassenrick as he gets bounced. And Calvin will take a few seconds here on each throw and each set piece smartly.
Time. Yep.
Smitley plays that ball up the line. Ziola will head it back. Simeone gets a flick on it, and Smitley plays it long. Riker now into the teeth of the defense. That is another foul. As 27 for the Knights. Paul Sabe throughout the game has gotten called for that and continues to do it, but it has not allowed the Dutchman to turn.
Let's get one of those fouls in the box. Let's see if we can draw something here.
Smitley plays it in. Oh, that ball falls down. Moore hits it back across the middle, but it is blocked as Hassenrick took on it. Smitley goes down. Great tackle. Simeone comes away with the ball. He hits that ball through to Keanu. Morrison is up for it. Plays it back to Hassenrick. Calmly to Morgan. And we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. And the Dutchmen are going to throw everything forward to see if they can get back in this game. Midling now has it. He's being held up. Hassenrick coming down this right side. Drives down the line. Tries to play it through, and he is dispossessed by the Knights and Zach Brooks. Simeone can't run that one down. Lohman just plays it to the middle. Weigel now coming the other way. That ball is put out of bounds by Hans Pruis. Seidhamel back into the game. Sandi's back into the game as Hassenrick and Dietz get a break. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game.
Clock is ticking here through the subs.
An MIAA tournament championship on the line. NCAA tournament berth on the line. Calvin with the 1-0 advantage at this point. Simeone and Lohman again, as Simeone maybe not intelligently puts that to Morgan, as he could have wound down some clock in this 1-0 game, but tried to get Morgan off his line. Terrell turns it over. Ziolo. Walter gets dispossessed as Walter challenges it, and he puts it off of Ziola. That ball will run out of bounds for a corner kick. Seidhamel runs to the corner. Terrell is down at half field. We have 1 minute and 57 seconds left.
Terrell's boot is off. There's no injury, but his boot came off on that last play. So referee is holding up time here. He can't get the knot untied in his shoe.
The drama could not be higher right now with 1 minute and 57 seconds left. The fourth official says, hold up. Terrell gets his boot back on. There are 21 players up into the attack. Dan Morgan is the only one standing on the far side, right at half field. Owen Seidhamel stands over the ball. 1 minute, 57 seconds left. Swings it in, near post. That ball's flicked to the backside. Simeone clears it. Sandi's back into the mix. Drops, and Keanu just clears that ball out. Ball goes out of bounds. right near midfield. 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Davidson down the line. Walters turns on it. No foul on the play, but Davidson puts it into the mix. Riker running from the backside. Terrell ends up with it, puts it over the top. Brooks chests it down. And a nice play through. Morgan comes out. Simeone plays it by. He's in behind. Just him and Sondies, and he puts it into the back of the net. And the Calvin Knights are going away with 1:05 left on the clock with the second goal of the game.
From the man of the match, Simeone. Yeah, Dutchman, listen, when you're down 1-0 with a couple minutes left, you got to push up. That's it's like pulling the goalie in hockey. You got to make sure you get up as much as you can. It happens. Simeone has been the man today, and a nice, solid finish. Sondi's back there and just missed that ball.
They're putting 1:04 back on the clock. Simeone with the brace in this game has been the man of the match for the Knights so far. That is a foul, a very dangerous foul by Terrell as Weigel was in behind. Weigel was driving through, and the physicality of the Knights has really affected the Flying Dutchman. 2 first-team All-MIAA players going down on that play. 3 seconds past the last goal. 1:01 left in this game, and Hope has another free kick from about 45 yards out.
Yeah, smart foul by the Knights there as the Dutchmen were coming into attack. Let's see if we can put this ball in the back of the net and make it a little bit more dramatic with the minute left.
Ball played in by Morrison. Weigel back into the mix. Walters challenges for it. Lohman as well. Ball lands at Weigel's feet. He cuts it back, drives through 2-3 defenders, plays it across the middle. Good hit. And that ball is back into the net. Oh, and they call an offsides. They call an offsides on that play. And there's no goal. Hope is trying to figure out what the offsides is. I'd love to see this on a replay. Moore was unable to corral that ball down as the Hope finally broke through. And that is a tough call for the Dutchman here as there's 38 seconds left in this game, and it looks like the Calvin Knights will be the MIAA champions this year with just 28 seconds left. Credit both teams for a physical, intense effort. Credit Ryan Souders coming in, coaching his 14th season, setting up a great game plan and beating the Dutchmen on their home field. We'll stay here for the tournament championship and trophy presentation. Both teams left it all on the field as the Knights have won the MIAA tournament championship as the number 3 seed, Lance Pello.
Yeah, tough. I think the better team on the field today won. I think Calvin played really, really well. Dutchmen had their chances, especially in that second half, finding opportunities, but that defensive line from the Knights, it was, and they're equipped to make a good run in the NCAA tournament. We always love to see our MIAA brothers do well in the NCAA tournament. We can hope and pray that we get a at-large bid. I'm not sure if that's in the cards for the Dutchmen, but they've had a really nice season if they don't get the call. Coach Blahnik has to be proud of the way his boys have played throughout this entire year in MIAA play and out-of-conference play.
Great effort by both teams. A score update from the women's side from Grand Rapids. Hope tied it up in the 87th minute, 1-1. And then Calvin in the 90th minute, 2-1 for the women's side. And so both Knights teams come away in the rivalry game and get the automatic berths, and both Flying Dutch teams will have to wait their fate to a tournament selection committee. We are having a presentation here in just a second for the MIAA tournament champions. We're going to turn it over to our PA announcer, Darren Dystemars.
We'll present the 2025 MIAA Men's Soccer Tournament Championship Trophy to the Knights of Calvin University. The Knights earned the MIAA's automatic berth into the 2025 NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Championship. The selection show for the NCAA Championship will be on Monday, November 10 on ncaa.com. Congratulations to Calvin University.
Yeah, so on this day, Lance Pello, it was a great game between two very, very highly skilled teams for an NCAA tournament berth. The Knights come away with the win. Diego Simeone, actually no, it's Toby Simeone with the man of the match with a brace today. Early on in the first half getting the goal, and then in the second half breaking out when Hope threw everybody forward and putting in the nail in the coffin, as they say. But what a game, what a season. It's been fun to call games with you and Paul Willard and Michael Donato this season.
Man. Yeah, we've had a blast, right? Soccer is a wonderful and horrible sport all at the same time. When you win, it's euphoric. When you lose, it's tough, and especially when you lose the last game of the season. But shout out to the Knights. Once again, maybe the baton has not yet been passed. I think the Dutchmen obviously getting an outright in-season MIAA championship is the first time in 19 years.
Yeah,
so that's a great thing. But once again, there's another step, and there's actually a few more steps going into the NCAA tournament like we did last year and making a path that way. The Knights have good pedigree, and they have confidence. And we saw that today in pivotal moments, not just up on top, but in the back line. Man, were they tough.
So from Van Andel Soccer Stadium, we will end the season here of the regular season. Perhaps there might be a tournament berth for the Dutch or Dutchmen coming, but if not, it's been a joy all season to be with you. There's a third rivalry game today you're going to want to tune into, 5 p.m., Hope Calvin football, first time at Hope College, Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. So tune in at 5 to listen to some of our friends call that game. But for now, we're signing off as we get to look at the Calvin Knights hold up that tournament, and some of the players from Hope also get to see that as well on their home field. They're going to want in the future to say, hey, this is us in years to come, and they have the talent to do it. But in years to come, we'll see what happens. But for now, from the Anchor Network and MIAA Sports Network, we're signing off.